Hello, demon, and welcome back to another episode of Philly by Night, a VTM 5e story set in the city of brotherly love known as Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Before we get started, we do have a little bit of a safety message, where this session may contain, but is not limited to, body horror, mutilation, manipulation, gaslighting, use and abuse of disciplines, raised voices, possibility of violence leading up to and including final death, possible methods of torture, starvations and mentions of starvation, religious extremes, and for your safety and comfort, your ST team has set up a series of emojis in the stoplight system. We will be doing check-ins as the session goes on. You may either state your color or post a corresponding emoji in the beta chat. The green thumbs up, the yellow fist, the red thumbs down, and the blue palm. If you are yellow, you head to decompression voice chat while we pause the scene. If you are red, the scene ends, and we go to decompression with a member of the admin team. No questions asked. And with that, let's get on to our story with a young dragon waking up and completing his hunting for the night. The cold, crisp evening air of May nipping at him. It's not quite getting into those summer temps just yet. Still very much cooling off quickly when the sun sets. When the sun is rising, it's still very, very cold. One of those things was like sweater in the morning and evening, tank top and shorts in the middle of the day. And where do we find Mr. Moriarty after flaking his hunt?
We find Mr. Moriarty. Oh, wow, that's bright. Off to a good start. 1 second. We find Mr. Moriarty perusing the streets, taking in the night air, and communicating with his retainer via text messages to just effectively get a rough idea of the goings on in the criminal underworld.
Alright, so contacting Miss Moran, knowing that nothing much has been going on, the typical goings of criminal activity, with one caveat that the former gang led by what you remember as a hound that you all dealt with was beat up and left for almost dead in an alley the other night. Other than that, not much has been going on between the usual, dealings of various paraphernalia and substances.
He just responds back with, interesting. Keep an eye on these developments and also look out for any potential hopefuls in case any of them wish to do business.
Receiving in reply just a simple thumbs up emoji.
And with that, he's then going to make his way to where he needs to go for the evening.
Right. So, hopping in his vehicle, the streets are not really crowded. The weather's pretty nice. No need to roll for driving. Coming to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where he now knows his former general, now Prince John Sexton Hold Court. Entering and going down some tunnels and passageways only known to those without heartbeats, he comes into the foyer, which is unmanned at the moment, but passing through the wide double doors leads into a large throne room of white marble, almost porcelain. There, Amidst the throne sits one John Sexton, dressed as he is so graciously posted for us. And at his side, a large, hulking, monstrous visage that is your seneschal, Laranier.
Moriarty steps forward and gives a curt bow and just says, "Your Grace."
Mr. Moriarty, it's good to see you again. Please, come in.
He steps forwards. And hard to tell underneath the sunglasses, although actually no. It's hard to tell underneath the sunglasses, but he does look at, he does give Laranier a glance, a brief glance, and then focuses attention back to John as he then takes off his glasses and just puts them away. Thank you for having me, Your Grace. I do appreciate this greatly.
Of course, of course. The closer you draw to John, the more you will immediately notice this man has not blushed. He is a corpse. His fangs are distended, his hazel eyes piercing, watching your every move like a predator. You had something you wished to discuss?
Indeed, my prince. Please forgive me, though. I am curious. Are you all right?
Religious practice, Mr. Moriarty. We find ourselves in the middle of the fast.
Ah. Forgive my ignorance.
It can be excused. It is not something that is commonly known. But I am a practicing Mithraean, so I will be fasting until the solstice.
ST, do I know how long that's going to be? Do I have a rough idea?
You know, we'll call that an intelligence and science roll. Because it does do with a lunar science.
Intelligence. Haha! That is not a good roll. Two success.
Without looking it up with any sort of device, you're like, I know the word. I'm not familiar with any practices or teachings that go around it. So you're unsure of the exact date.
He just kind of like, you just see him just kind of look up to the right and then just kind of you can tell he doesn't know how long it's going to be, but he's not going to probe as he just says, I see. That's fair enough. So long as you are well, my prince, that is all that matters.
I am as strong as I have ever been.
No doubt.
So, without being too brisk, what is it that you wish to speak to me about?
Yes, I have some concerns in regards to my place within Philadelphia.
It's understandable you would have these concerns. After all, the war has left a great number of uncertainties for many in my city. Allow me to offer you what comfort I can.
It is mostly, Your Grace, that since I have arrived in your city, you have given me hospitality, you have given me haven, you have given me the right and freedom to hunt as you see fit, and I'm deeply grateful for this. However, I feel it would be remiss of me not to mention the fact that since I've arrived, I have effectively been under the security and comfort of sanctuary. That is no longer a blanket upon which I can sustain myself with.
Of course, things have in fact changed, so allow me to illuminate you to what this new night brings. This is a Camarilla city. I am a Camarilla prince. If you wish to remain within my city, I ask you bend the knee, kiss the ring, and serve your prince as you served me when I was your general. If you find these terms are not amenable, you may go in peace, but you will leave my city. As for purpose, I'm actually putting together several groups, individuals who can properly serve this city, take care of necessary tasks while I see to the administration. I would have you meet with these individuals, give your oaths of fealty, and complete any tasks that your shadow would have for you.
I assume that you are aware, Your Grace, of my proclivities and my occupation before coming to this city.
I'm aware.
If you have any needs or requirements of that particular skill set, I would be more than happy to provide.
City can always use individuals with your particular skill set. After all, you were instrumental in helping me win the war. It's only right that I extend you a place to put your talents to greater use. It is easy to stir men's hearts to war. It is far more difficult to focus them to the patient labors of peace. But make no mistake, peace is what we are striving for here. That does not mean we will be sitting on our laurels and celebrating victory from now until Gehenna come. There is still work to be done, Mr. Moriarty. Work that I have no doubt you are able to complete.
I do not intend to do otherwise, Your Grace. But there is just the concern, as I've said before, that while you have seen fit to bring me into your court and bring me under your protection, I fear that there will be those who object to my presence.
And they may direct those objections to me, and I will deal with them.
The looming figure of the seneschal makes a strange clicking sort of sound. And while it is not recognizable language or a recognizable human sound, you would be tempted to assume that it was a laugh.
This sound is truly horrifying, as the clicking is almost akin to that of shredding flesh and breaking bone.
And I have a check to make.
Oh, yes.
At the sound, Moriarty just kind of covers up any discomfort.
This shirt's not going to protect me, but it makes me feel better by closing it.
Just like, oh, bit of dust. Can't have that.
Oh, buddy, you got lucky tonight.
Oh, yes, you did.
I was wondering.
At the mention of, like, basically asking Prince Sexton, are you sure? You can almost see him tense, rolling his shoulders back, his clawed fingers, as he has failed to blush, digging into the arms of his throne as he answered you. And then, if he needed to breathe, there would have been a large exhale as he tenses and gives you your answer.
Moriarty at that is immediately just going to bow his head, and he just goes, I do apologize, my prince. I do not wish to convey a lack of faith within your abilities or within your control of this city. I am only concerned for my safety. That is all it is.
Then you will not do it again. Am I understood, William?
Yes, you are indeed.
Wonderful. Now, is there anything else I can do for you? Look at me when I address you. Is there anything else I can do for you to make your stay in my city more comfortable?
Not that I can think of at this moment. No, I apologize.
Do not apologize, simply be better. And with that, as your ST said, we're going to do a quick check-in.
Because that got intense fast, and as much as I love the story, y'all's safety is more important.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
That's to be expected. Makes sense. So, after John has given you his answer, how does Moriarty?
Moriarty at this point would simply bow his head, and he would just simply ask, is there anything that you require of me tonight or in the immediate future, my prince?
You have contacts within the less savory elements within the city, do you not?
I do indeed.
Good. I would like you to keep your eyes and ears open. If there is anything beyond the ordinary, I wish you to report them to my sheriff. And he will reach into his pocket and he will pull out a card for Sunshine Cleaners. And there is a name on it before holding it out between two slender, bony fingers towards Moriarty.
He takes it, again, bowing his head and retreating a few paces, respectfully, of course.
It is incumbent upon me to keep the peace in my city and to ensure that the kine are kept healthy enough to maintain our numbers. Do not hesitate to report anything directly to my sheriff, Benny Sorokin. The name on the card is her mask, so please remember the first tradition. Are there any other... Oh,
Do I get it?
As the prince finishes his request, there is a series of sort of groans and clicks, and occasionally what sound almost like words. Does Mr. Moriarty speak Latin by any chance?
Moriarty would know certain phrases in Latin due to his proclivities in the occult.
He might pick up a thing or two. Probably not much more than the words flesh and art.
Is there an official way of addressing a seneschal?
yes,
Yes.
there are. Title is sufficient.
Think of it as almost akin to how you would address a primogen, but they hold more power. If you like, you can do a charisma and etiquette to get this right.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for that. It's not a great roll, but yeah. But I will try it regardless, because who knows what might happen. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll.
Alright. Go ahead and spend the willpower.
Please.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 willpower down tonight. But with 3 successes, Moriarty is more than able to speak to the seneschal in a way that is becoming. There may be a little stumble here and there, but nothing would come across as insulting or intentional.
He would just look to Loranje and just be like, my apologies, my seneschal. I am not as well versed in Latin as I would like.
My seneschal is asking what your knowledge is of your family's particular craft, particularly the molding of flesh.
At that, you just see Moriarty just kind of give a I myself have not learned the craft, Your Grace, as of yet. But I have seen it done.
It's understandable. You're young yet. There is still time for you to pick up that which you may be lacking. And he will turn, and you will hear kind of this diaphanous, lilting Latin as he speaks to the seneschal. Nothing that you would understand other than perhaps the word understand.
And the giant looming figure will offer what appears to be sort of a bow of her head, of their head. This creature, 8 feet tall, half looking like some sort of coral formation in the deep sea, 6-armed mass of what has to be a very good example of the work that your clan are known for. This is very clearly a level of flesh crafting.
Yes, chitinous plate, fungal stalk, insectoid features, and far too many limbs.
So many limbs.
They're for hugging.
Extra
Danger hugs.
If dangerous, why friend shape?
He gets it.
Level 5.
Moriarty is going to look at Lagranier with this mixture of curiosity and awe before offering a bow of his own.
And then this looming individual is going to kind of step back, so she is once again behind the prince's throne to some level. It's really hard to hide 8 feet of what the heck is that.
Moriarty at this point is looking a bit more kind of relaxed and a bit more kind of happy. Just kind of like, is there anything else I can do for you, my prince?
No. No, I believe there is well, and Lagranier will click again behind the prince, and he'll incline his ear. I do wish to know about your compatriots in the city.
Compatriots, your grace?
Your retainers, allies, those who answer to you.
Ah. Well, of course. My general contacts within the city are still growing. I do know of a certain fence who can help to get things to and fro, and more specifically, get things to lose themselves within the wilderness, if you will. My retainer is someone who I brought with me from New York.
Good. I will be calling on you soon to meet with your new coterie. They will, all of you, will be in service to the city. There is one thing that I would like you to bear in mind from this night forward. And he will point behind him to the seneschal. If you think I am to be feared, they are my right hand, and they are far more terrifying than I could ever hope to be. Pray that there never comes a day when I send them to collect you. That being said, you will, for the time being, unless escorted by a member of the court, you will stay out of the underground of the city. I would prefer, if nothing bad were to befall you without a proper escort, we'll make introductions to my guardian there in the future. But in the meantime, I would ask you give them space. Bear in mind the traditions. Keep my laws. Keep my peace. May darkness keep and guide you, child.
Thank you, Your Grace.
If there is nothing else I can do for you, you may take your leave.
And he gives him a very deep bow at this point. Pulls out his sunglasses. And heads out.
Exiting the throne room back into the foyer, does Moriarty feel like he went in and got the answers and intel he was hoping for?
He got some answers. He felt he might have pushed a bit too hard in certain areas.
So would you say that his attempts to gather knowledge fell short?
More so that his goal in the whole matter might have gone slightly awry. He was looking for information, but he was also looking to try and put a system in place to protect his identity of sorts. He did not probe for that.
Okay. So, not being able to protect the identity didn't go as planned. And gathering the information went
More of a success.
More of a success. Okay. All right. Something I needed to know. So as you leave, finding your way back up to the stairwells and tunnels of the museum, coming back out to your vehicle, give me a wits and a win.
Wits and awareness. Yeah, that's a slightly better roll.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna burn another willpower.
Okay, another willpower. You got it. You are down.
That's better.
All right. 4 successes. A little bit better. Just outside the parking lot for the museum, you notice parked along the side of the street is a gray, almost black Dodge Charger. And as you walk out, you are just able to see, and how the light catches it, faint wording along the side of it, almost as if it has to be there, but it doesn't want to be seen on the side of the vehicle. And it seems almost completely out of place parked, as there are no other vehicles in that area.
Is there anyone in or near the vehicle I can see?
You can see some silhouettes, at least one in the vehicle. But with the window tint and the sunset and the dark coming in to envelop the city, really hard to get a good look at it from this distance.
Moriarty's going to get into his car, and he is going to drive away at night. He's going to drive away. Someone was just knocking at my door. Yeah, he's going to drive away in his car, and he's going to drive away, sticking to speed limit, the whole 9 yards. But he's going to be looking in his rearview mirror to see if this Dodge is following him.
It absolutely is. You, Mr. Moriarty, are being tailed.
Moriarty is what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try and drive my way with a single goal in mind. I'm going to try and find myself a hill.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the general just let gravity do its work.
So just letting the gravity of the hill take the car.
Just let gravity do its work. Let gravity do its work, and then try and time my moment specifically, so that when I get to the bottom and hopefully some traffic lights, gun it.
All right. Well, with that. That is going to be a dexterity and drive, and I will give you your specialty for that.
Yay! Where's my dex? That's 2. That's 2, 4. Do I include my hunger dice on that?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna burn a willpower. I don't.
All right.
Never mind, it didn't matter.
That is 4 willpower down.
I
Well-
needed to, because
What you do is not pretty. You are not talented behind the wheel. However, your timing is better than theirs, as you are able to kind of skip through a red light just as it catches them and leaves them behind. You are able to make your way and escape from whoever this is.
After this point, I am going to effectively drive as fast as I can, given the speed limit. I'm going to test that speed limit just a little bit, but I'm not going to push past it. But I am going to basically just be like, get as far away from the scene as I can, using as many different roads as I like, just almost zigzag my way away from where I've just left them.
Given that, you're keeping to the speed limit and, still being evasive, but trying to be calmer about it, we're going to call that a composure and drive with evasive special.
It's the exact same roll.
If only you would put dots into things for drive.
Hey, he learned how to drive in New York. What do you expect?
Yeah.
This is the night of willpower.
Oh, so that is your last willpower. So, I think something actually happens when you spend your last willpower. Your last superficial willpower. Let me verify that. Yep, it's an impairment. I just need to remember what the penalty goes on. Yep, I think Kendall is right here. You're going to be taking a -2 penalty to your mental and social attribute.
Fair enough.
As you have used the last of your superficial willpower.
For tonight.
Yeah, well, you don't get many back per night. But you are within reasonably certain that you have lost this individual. You don't see them behind you. You haven't been pulled over.
With that, he's going to take the long route back to his haven.
Okay. Getting back, pulling into the parking garage, exiting the car. Doesn't seem like anything's around. Don't see anybody standing about. No cars seem to follow you in. You just heading straight back into your haven?
Heading straight back into the haven, and the minute that he's in, just closes all the curtains and he makes sure that all the curtains are closed, and then he's going to call his retainer.
Evelyn picks up. Well, that didn't take you long to get back to me. I haven't been able to do much.
Yeah, well, some things occurred tonight. You haven't had anyone asking after me at all?
Not that I can remember, at least not by name.
Hmm.
Did something happen I should be worried about?
Well, Evelyn, we are criminals, so it's reasonable to suspect that we should be worried about everything.
That's fair.
I would say that right now, not so much to be worried as much as vigilant.
I'm always vigilant. This is
That's right.
Philadelphia. Not being vigilant is how you end up dead.
Can't argue with that. Listen, just keep an eye on things as best you can.
I mean, okay, I always do.
That's my goal. Oh, and how much, have you got into contact with anybody?
It's only been like 2 hours. I haven't gotten a lot done, but I'm working on it.
You know, I trust you.
I mean, you gotta trust somebody, right?
Yep, otherwise you end up dead. Just keep an eye out. Just keep a vigilant eye out, and you hear anything or you see anything, you get back to me immediately.
Will do.
Yeah. All right. Speak to you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks up.
And as he puts his phone away, was there anything else that he wanted to attempt to accomplish for this evening? Or is he Mornay, I need to hide away from whoever the hell that was?
He's going to. He is going to kind of like take the. He's going to kind of like take the rest of the night to just kind of like get a grip of it on himself effectively, to just kind of like just be like, it's, you know, it's okay. I'm even safe. They didn't follow me. At this point, he is actually going to go up to one of the rooms in the brownstone and then just peek out of the curtains. Just to make absolutely sure.
Give me a wits and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing seems to stand out. Seems like a normal Philly night. Cars go by, nothing stopping outside, nothing to draw his attention.
Mm-hmm. I think at this point he's actually going to what he does is that he takes the blazer jacket off, because he's been wearing a suit this whole time. He takes the blazer jacket off, puts it to one side, gets his leather jacket on, put that on top of everything he's wearing, and then he's gonna actually is there a back door to his place?
In this city, it would be a window with a fire.
Yeah, he's gonna head out the back way, and then he's gonna walk into the city, see what information he can gather just from just general perception and just listening, sticking mostly to back alleys and
So wandering the streets, trying to see what kind of information he can gather.
legit just legit just look around and pick up anything that could be kindred related.
Give me just a moment. Give me a wits and streetwise.
Yay! That's a much better roll. And I pressed the wrong button.
Threes. So, walking about, going through back alleys and whatnot, spends a better portion of the night kind of empty-handed.
Mm.
Until passing by somebody that would hand him a quick flyer. Like, hey, if you need help, my man's got you. New medicine on the street. Almost snake oil type looking. Except when you look at the flyer, there's something different. Give me an intelligence occult roll, which should be pretty good for Moriarty.
6. Six dice. No.
There's something definitely different about it, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
I turn back to the person who handed me this, and I just goes like, "What exactly is this?"
Oh, it's the new homeopathic stuff, man. Like it's great for you. Get rid of blemishes. It'll cure what ails you. And just kind of rambles on about all the stuff that you would get from a street vendor trying to peddle a product that may or may not work.
I just look straight at him and I just go, No. What is this? Tell me. And I use mesmerism.
Mesmerize. Don't think you have to roll against an unsuspecting mortal.
I do have to rouse.
Yep, you have to rouse for it. So give me that rouse check.
I get hungry.
Up to hunger till we go. So you can feel the beast kind of well up inside as you call on the blood to use this power. But you lock eyes with him and demand he tell you what he knows. It's a new thing on the street for vampires to use. My boss is coming to town and wants to set stuff up. It's a blood service that he can offer everyone.
I want to keep that down.
It kind of goes in for like, I'm just getting things ready for him.
He folds it up, puts it away in his leather jacket, and then he just goes like, he just puts his hand on this guy's shoulder and just goes like, my friend, I think it would be better for all of us here if you just forgot that I was ever here. Correct?
And you're gonna cloud memory?
Cloud memory.
All right, that does not need anything. As you see his eyes kind of glaze over with the, I like to think of it as like almost this cataract fog for a second before clearing away.
The minute I've like clouded his memory, I'm gone. I'm out of there.
Okay.
Before he can gain kind of a sense of what's
Gain his
what.
bearings back, like kind of come back to reality. Moriarty is just gone.
As far as he's concerned, he's just had a little bit of a brain fart moment, a little bit of a moment there, and then he'll just carry on with the rest of his
I
life.
disassociated, and I don't know how I got out here.
And then it's like, oh yeah, I've got to hand out these flyers. The minute that he's away, the number that's the prince gave him for the sheriff,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to give that a ring.
It would ring through to voicemail at this time. As the SPC is not currently here.
That's it. He would just let it go to voicemail, and then he would just be like, hello, my name is Mr. Moriarty. I don't believe we've met as of yet. I have some information regarding some new homeopathic treatments going on that might interest you. And interest you as well as the person you're working for. So if you could give me a quick ring back, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
All right, and he hangs up. And was there anything he is going to attempt to pull off for the rest of the night?
He's going to go back onto the street and see if he can find that Dodge.
All right. I'm gonna say this is more of a investigatory role. Give me a wits investigation. Remember, you are at Hunger 2.
Wits and investigation. Not terrible.
No sign of that Dodge.
He's just going to take out his phone, message Moran, and it's just going to be a simple message. It's just going to be a simple message. Look out for Dodge Charger, and gives a very brief description of it.
Evelyn will reply, that sounds like an unmarked cruiser to me. And I don't know if you're familiar with the lingo that we use over here across the pond, but that is our term for an unmarked police car.
He just responds back with CW. He just well, actually, I'll just keep it PG. He just said like, but you get what I'm saying. He just writes back, "Are you fudging kidding me?"
No, that's what it sounds like. They do it all the time.
again, keep an eye out. Yep. It's at that point. Does nope. I was gonna say if Moriarty has a phone number for John, but this is Moriarty's problem. Moriarty's going to deal with it.
Okay.
And Moriarty is just going to he's just going to head back to his haven.
Okay. Turning in for the night.
Well, actually, no. When he gets in, he's going to lock the door, make one more check to make sure that dodge is nowhere near.
So far, so good. Doesn't seem to be out there.
And he's going to go back inside, lock the doors, make sure everything is secure in the place, and then he's going to go up to his bedroom for research purposes.
Okay.
When he goes into his bedroom, it is, if anyone has seen the movie Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, it's effectively a just wall to wall. It's just pieces of articles, anything that he's been able to get his hands on that relate to the occult, that relate to anything that piques his interest, and in particular, anything that he's been able to amass that kind of give him an inkling into one of his specialities, if you will. Takes off his leather jacket, puts it aside, and he just starts rolling up his sleeves. And when he rolls up the sleeve on his left arm, there is just a scar on inside of his forearm in the shape of a flame. And it's very stylized, but it's in the shape of a flame. And he just starts reading through all this stuff.
Is he reading through these looking for something in particular?
He's looking for anything that could relate to places of power and any particular rituals that he could benefit from.
Well, give me an intelligence. And using the books, we're going to call this academics. And you do not have the library merit.
Nope.
You don't gain anything from that.
Intelligence and academics hung 2. No, it's not the best roll, but hey ho. This could end messy. Beast, take the wheel.
I mean, it's not a bestial fail, but it's not enough to garnish any new information that you haven't already learned.
Mm. He just kind of
These are books that Moriarty has kind of pawed through night over night when he has free time, and just he's like, I've read through this. Is there something I'm missing? And it all just kind of comes out the.
There is just a moment where he just kind of is pouring through pieces of paper and everything, and there's just this moment where he just kind of just flicks them up into the air and then just and then he's going to, just for the sake of practice, effectively, just to make, like, because he's kind of in awe of it.
Mm-hmm.
He puts a candle to the onto a windowsill, lights it,
Okay.
pulls up his sleeve, makes a small TW, does what he's supposed to do with cold Dunic sorcery.
Yeah.
Which
So,
I think is,
for listening purposes, it is self-harm, a trigger warning, as Moriarty reopens the location where this scar is on his arm. And I am assuming you are using your Caldunic sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
So, I need a rouse check.
Oh dear.
You take 1 level of aggravated health damage. And then we roll Resolve and Blood Source. Mm-hmm. This could go very poorly.
This could go very poorly.
You're just rolling hunger dice.
Oh yeah. Spicy choice. Ha
Boy. Boy.
Beast, take the wheel.
So as you open this wound back up and focus your whole presence and being through this flame on the windowsill, you get almost the vision as if you're looking through it like it's a portal. When you close your eyes, looking down onto the street through this flame, and then just you're like, this works. Good, this works. The light kind of dances back and forth, shaking the vision a little bit as the flame on the candle is pushed around. But overall, this is a confirmation that you are able to use what that elder insane Markavian taught you.
He just stays there for a bit, just marveling at it and genuinely happy, before then retreating from the flame and then just
pulling himself back into his body. There's the cold that is existing as a kindred seeps back into you as the warmth of that flame leaves and the power is diminished. You know that Moriarty is left feeling not only wounded, but also almost exhausted as he has spent all of his willpower tonight.
He just looks at the candle, contemplates it for a bit, meditates on it like Thomas taught him to.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just kind of just goes, needs must where the devil drives. And then just, but actually, no, doesn't blow it out, just kind of like, can you blow it out? Does Blush of Life give you breath?
I mean, I imagine focusing air into your lungs is something Kindred learned to do over time. And you do need air to talk. Like, you can't suffocate, but, like, it's a reflexive intuition that you don't really lose until you're an elder. Maybe you've been in torpor for a decent amount of time.
Just Yeah, he just blows out the candle, and I think for the last action before he turns in for the night, he will go back out on the hunt. Because he's not going to bed hungry.
Okay.
It's
So
good, it's good enough for John, it's not good enough for Liam.
let's do that for your extortionist hunting.
Manipulation and intimidation with a coercion specialty.
So 7 total.
That's 8 total with coercion, because manipulation is.
Oh, yeah, I was
4.
looking at the wrong seal. That's my bad. It's 8 total. That's hunger 3.
And hunger 3. And no willpower to spend, so. Who knows? I might have to go to bed hungry. Good lord!
Oh, you are more than able to go out and find some thug or street peddler to corner in a dark alley and intimidate them enough to where, like, you can soak your fangs in, take that hunger back down to where you need it to be.
And then, as he's done that, he just uses cloud memory.
Mm-hmm.
But he uses cloud memory again. But but just as they're kind of woozy and recovering from it, he just kind of just like goes like, "Don't worry, it's just our little secret," and then just heads off.
Okay. And with that, Moriarty will return to his haven, lay his head down. About an hour later, the first tendrils of light come up over the eastern coast, shining first through the shores of New Jersey and lighting that dumpster fire before they land on Philadelphia. That is where we end for Mr. Moriarty.